Today we are going to talk about a question that has troubled seekers, philosophers, and ordinary people alike. How do we control the mind? The mind is restless, constantly moving from one thought to another, never satisfied, always demanding. If you sit in silence, you will see the body may be still, but the mind keeps running, like a monkey jumping from branch to branch. So is it possible to control the mind? And how does Advaita Vedanta guide us on this path? First, let us understand, the mind is not your enemy. The mind is an instrument, a tool given by nature. The real problem is identification. You have become so identified with the mind that you think you are the mind. Thoughts arise and you believe, this is me. Emotions appear and you say, I am sad, I am angry, I am fearful. But according to Advaita Vedanta, you are not the mind. You are the witness of the mind. You are the pure awareness in which the mind appears and disappears. So the first step to controlling the mind is disidentification. Realize I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings, I am the seer of all this. This awareness itself brings distance. And in that distance, control arises naturally. Now, people often think control means suppression. They try to forcefully stop thoughts. They sit in meditation and say, no thought should come. But the more you fight, the more the mind resists. Suppression is not control. In fact, suppression only makes the mind stronger. True control is not about fighting thoughts, but about seeing them clearly without being enslaved by them. Shankaracharya in the Viveka says, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. The mind alone is the cause of bondage and liberation. If the mind is attached, restless, outward-looking, you are bound. If the mind is calm, inward, detached, you are free. So liberation is not about destroying the mind, but about purifying it, making it your servant instead of your master. Let us see how to do this in practical steps. First, practice viveka, discernment. The mind constantly runs after objects, money, pleasure, status, relationships. It believes happiness lies outside. But Vedanta teaches all external pleasures are temporary. They come and go. The more you chase them, the more restless the mind becomes. Discernment means recognizing the fleeting nature of worldly joys and turning inward for lasting peace. Every time the mind chases something, remind yourself, this too shall pass. That reminder weakens the grip of desire. Second, practice vairagya, dispassion. When you see that external things are impermanent, naturally a sense of detachment arises. Detachment does not mean hating the world. It means using the world without being used by it. For example, you may enjoy good food, but you are not enslaved by it. You may work for money, but you don't sell your peace for it. Dispassion makes the mind calm because it no longer clings. Third, develop shraddha and samadhana, faith and concentration. Faith does not mean blind belief. It means trust in the truth of Vedantic wisdom, trust in the words of the sages who realize the self. And concentration means training the mind to focus. The more scattered your attention, the weaker the mind. The more focused it is, the stronger and calmer it becomes. Practice focusing on one task at a time, one thought at a time. Fourth, meditation. But meditation in Vedanta is not just about closing eyes. It is about steady inquiry. Who am I? Thoughts come and go, but ask, who is the witness of these thoughts? Emotions rise, but ask, who is aware of this emotion? This constant inquiry turns the mind inward, away from objects towards its source. And in that source, the mind becomes still. Fifth, understand the nature of the mind itself. The mind is like a river. You cannot stop the flow, but you can change its direction. If you let the mind flow outward, it becomes restless. If you direct it inward towards Brahman, it becomes peaceful. Practices like chanting, self-inquiry, and devotion help redirect the current of the mind. Sixth, practice awareness in daily life. Do not think mind control is only for meditation time. Watch your mind during ordinary actions, eating, walking, speaking. Notice how quickly it reacts, how it judges, how it compares. The more you observe, the more freedom you gain. And the more freedom you have, the calmer the mind becomes. Seventh, remember, the mind cannot be completely destroyed, but it can be transcended. In deep self-realization, you see that even the mind is part of Maya, an appearance in the field of consciousness. You, the self, are beyond mind. You are the silent witness, untouched, unchanging. When this realization deepens, the mind loses its power to control you. So how do we control the mind according to Advaita Vedanta? Not by suppression, not by escape, but by understanding. Understand the mind as an instrument, not your identity. Practice discernment and dispassion. Cultivate concentration and awareness. Turn the mind inward through self-inquiry, and finally realize that you are not the mind at all. You are pure consciousness, Brahman. When you live in this realization, the mind becomes like a servant, still active, but under your command. It no longer drags you into endless desires and fears. It becomes a tool for liberation instead of bondage. Therefore, the highest control of the mind is not tight grip, but transcendence. Not suppression, but awareness. Not war, but wisdom. The mind will always move like waves, but you are the ocean beneath. Waves may rise and fall, but the ocean remains vast and still. Realize that you are that ocean, and then the question of mind control disappears.